Right, so what he's currently got is an Oculus Rift on, which is a head tracking virtual reality kind of system they've got going on. And then we've also attached a Rezzed Hydra, which is a PC mouse control, motion controller. And so he's got one of those in each hand. And what it does is the game tracks where his hands are based on the position, rotation, everything those hands are doing, and then translates it into the game. So he's essentially looking down at a patient right now, and he's picking stuff up, and he's able to look around the environment because the Oculus Rift is tracking where his head is and what he's looking at, and then the Hydra is tracking where his arms are and what they're doing. So he's essentially able to almost create this virtual reality experience just with the two things when you combine them together.
And the Hydra controllers, how do they work to emulate the hand?
Okay, well there's a base that you'll see kind of in front of the computer. So what that does is it uses like a magnetic field, and it detects where the controllers are, what their orientation is, which way they're facing, all of that kind of stuff. So it knows in a 3D space where they are, and it just translates that into the game. We just use that and put it into the game, attach it to the hands, and yeah.
So what are the actual button combinations? Because obviously the game's set up so you control each finger.
Right, yeah. Well, the Rezzed Hydra is kind of like a Wii nunchuck. Okay. So you've got the control stick on the front. You then have some like buttons on the top. So the way we've kind of figured it out is you hold it, as I said, like a Wii nunchuck. So there's two triggers on the front. You have your index finger do one trigger, which is the index finger in the game, and then the second trigger just controls the other three fingers on your hand, and then the buttons on the front will be what you use for your thumbs. So yeah, to grasp you have to kind of do a combination of the triggers and the buttons on the top, and then there's also the control sticks is what we use to kind of so you can move yourself into a better position above the patient or victim.
Oh God!
So using the stuff that you're showing here, does it make you a better surgeon?
Probably not, but we have had medical students say they use it not for training them in surgery, but to train their like hand-to-eye coordination and kind of that dexterity in their like hands. So it's doing some good, and it's also a popular drinking game among medical students. So that's something. There's not anything that's like inherently funny about the premise. It's just you have tools and you perform surgery, but because of the way we've done the hand and the random nature of all the physics and the ways the tools interact with each other, you just create lots of unique scenarios that just end up being funny. And then also you've got this poor innocent guy who's unconscious and just being poked about. And I think people understand the humour in really messing up such an important operation. Like if you were actually doing a heart transplant, this is the last way you'd want it to go.
And the likelihood of him waking up is very slim.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway.
But then we kind of play into the humour by going, oh, he looks fine to me, I'm sure he'll live, when you've ripped out everything inside of him. So we deliberately just kind of, what we did is we took inspiration from the Meet the Medic Team Fortress 2 video, and the way like he slapstick kind of just like haphazardly shoves in the heart, and he's just like, oh, hold your ribcage open, and just rams it in. Like that's the kind of thing we wanted to do with just this. Like the guy performing the surgery is just an ordinary guy, doesn't know what he's doing. So according to himself, he's doing fine. Like the heart has been transplanted at the end of the operation, so as far as he's concerned, he's done a good job. The old heart is out and the new heart's in. Doesn't matter what happens to everything else.
Oh God.
And that's a complete failure. He's actually given up on surgery there.
Oh, okay. There's no one else around. I can't do it, okay.
He's actually said it's too difficult, wow.
Yeah, unless someone else is here, I'm going to have to jump off.
That's absolutely fine.
Cool, okay, thanks.
Thank you very much.
No problem.